What's up YouTube? This is Hardcore Casual Gaming here, and I just have another deck profile for you guys, and this is of Deskbots. Deskbots I played for a very long time now, even before the ban list, November ban list, which pretty much hit every top tier and meta deck since then. Probably if that ban list didn't do what it did, people would probably be still playing those decks today. So let's get down to it. Again, this is I've been experimenting with this deck ever since Breakers of Shadow released, and I think that the new support coming out for this deck could make it a lot better with 009 and the field spell that Deskbots is getting that lets you cycle through your cards. So I'll definitely be playing. Instead of you see in my spell lineup, you already see reasonings. I'd probably definitely take those out and swap around ratios, just so I can run a chicken game with Skybase and terraforming, which is great. And also with that build, you have Deskbot 002 can search off your Skybase or whatever it's called. Skybase reminds me of Cliff Art's pay 8. So like literally this deck is is viable, but I mean I wouldn't consider it top tier unless you're going One Punch Man. I know that I think a lot of other decks can outclass this. I know Pepe. This deck can compete with Pepe. This deck has a good matchup with Cosmos, but I mean you really gotta know what you're doing with this deck in order to actually play it. Can't be putting your helmet on and saying GG and like just keep on asking for your hand. But let's get on with it. So some of the images aren't updated for me, but we have to start it off. We have two Deskbot 008. I mean the pendulums right now, the ratios, I think that they're a little I really can't figure it out, because 3-6 and 3-5 was like perfect, and like 6 being like the worst one and 5 being the better one. So obviously 5 still at 3, so I put 6 to 2 to make room for these guys. So 2-0-0-8 and only 1-0-0-7. His effect is kind of mediocre compared to 0-0-8. 0-0-8 like is more viable because it affects targeting effects. And with Deskbots, yes, piercing is great, and that's pretty much the only reason why 007 is even here, to do piercing damage. I know that some people like to put in more 007 so they can go for those cheeky rank 7 plays, but I'm not about that life in this deck. So only 1-7 just to go for game with piercing. 2006. I need to make room for the other pendulums. Otherwise, I'd run that at 3. 005 standard, run at 3. I had to take out another accelerator. I would run this card at 3, but I had to take out one to make more space. There's the space in this deck is kind of tight, but yeah, I know I had a pre-Bosh deck list that worked just fine for me, but I think that some of the traps were mediocre. But then we have two Deskbot 004. I only put them at 2 because Deskbot 004 is easily searchable by Geargia Augur, so I don't really see that as an issue. And then we run 3 Geargia Augur so we can get to our Deskbots a lot faster by searching off Accelerator or 004, depending on what's in your hand, and then special summoning your Accelerator to get a Geargia X to go for a quick cheeky search. And also accelerated effect one if someone decides to like destroy it before you exceed, you get your augur back, so it's great. Then we go to MVP of the deck, 3 Deskbot 003. So that deck, this card's amazing at 3. There should be no reason why you're not running at 3. Also with 002, no reason why you shouldn't be running at 3. And then 2 to 001 because they go for your synchro plays and they actually could net you game sometimes. And if you also notice that I'm not running a limit removal, I can totally put this deck to 41 and put in a limit removal, but sometimes I just think it's a dead card. One Regeki, obvious. triple double summon. If you open up if you open up a double summon or a machine duplication with the Deskbot 003, or like in general, if you open up with one of those, you have a pretty good starting hand, and you have the ability to go for some extended plays that you wouldn't normally be able to do. I mean, double summon, you know, was kind of replaced by the pendulums, but in conjunction with pendulums, I think it's perfect. And also combat some other floodgates that that would really annoy the deck, like Vanity's Emptiness. This card is good against Vanity's Emptiness because it's obviously a normal summon. But then we have 3 reasonings, and this is the card I'm really experimenting with, because yeah, I'm running the Geargia engine, but I mean, I think this deck needs something else in order to make it you know, push, because this deck likes to have dead hands, and I know the new field spell is going to change that with Chicken Game and Terraforming, and that's going to change. It's going to make the deck more consistent. So until the next set, until this you know, 009 and 0 and then the field spell come out, I'm going to be running Reasoning, because it lets you go through your deck faster, and it's pretty much a free summon because you run all the levels 1 through 8 pretty much, and soon to be 9 in the main deck. So it's really difficult for them to call it. The odds, I mean, I think the only card that they would want to say is 4. If they call 4, they're most likely gonna get it, because that's the most the levels in the deck. But I mean, if you that's like going for majority, but I mean, if they don't know your build, then it's fine. But I mean, everyone's gonna know my build. But I mean, I don't plan on keeping this build for too long. And then we have 3 machine duplications. If you're not running 3, you're stupid. I'm just gonna say it right now, because you know, if you don't run machine duplication, why are you even playing Deskbots? Because machine duplication loves Deskbots. Enough said. You can also run the. You can take out Reasoning for Infernal Reckless Summon. You can do that. I just personally don't like Infernal Reckless Summon because it's really conditional, whereas machine duplication can just be like, boom, I go plus. But if for whatever reason, if machine duplication gets this, I'm gonna have to run Infernal Reckless Summon, because Deskbots can't really operate without that really fast-paced summoning. And then we run for traps 2x Space Trap Hole, Bottomless Trap Hole, playset of Solemn Strike, and a Solemn Warning. That's really only to combat Pepe and your opponent's summons. You know, you only really want to open up 1, maybe 2 of your traps. But I mean, you're not really going to be going for them. So you don't even have to run traps in this deck if you really don't want to, but that's just my playstyle. Onto the extra deck. So we have 1 number F0 Utopic Future. He's really good when you have 2 Geargia X's on board, which is definitely possible to do in this game, or with this deck. And it's really easy to do. So F0 like makes you have more space with the Geargia X, and it's kind of hard to get rid of. And then we run 1 Gachi. Prevents, you know, this is if you have to stall. This is another the Sky Cavalry is like another Castel pretty much. Zen Mains is you know, Zen Mains, it like stalls. Also, it's a machine type, so it gets boosts off of your Deskbots. Then we have Castel. Obviously you need to run this card. It's great. Then we have 101. You know, I see a lot of people who don't like 101, but 101 is really situational, because it's if you even get the effect off, you can have a material and it can't get destroyed like once, or it can't get destroyed twice. It's really good situationally, but I mean, you can take this card out for whatever you want. But then we run triple Geargia X, because it is very possible to make in this deck, and it's great. It lets you search out the deck. It's like your Rhoda or your Stratos. It lets you do whatever you want. Then the last 2 XCs is Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity, because this deck does not need a Ptolemaeus, because you have your Deskbot 005s. Going for your Deskbot 005 play is really, really easy. You can, I mean, if you manage to hit it off reasoning, if you get a double summon machine duplication, damn, you're really set to go. You got your infinity, and if you're going off with a pendulum summon, you can like pop 2 of their back row, then go for infinity and like attack. And also it's a machine type, so obviously it gets boosts off of Deskbots. Then we run Naturia Beast. Naturia Beast because we have a tuner, an inherent tuner, and we have rank 4s or level 4s, and a really easy way to make Naturia Beast in the deck because we run double summon. But if you really want to, you can really you can run 1-for-1 in this deck to get out Naturia Beast that much faster. You can also use Call the Haunted to get 0/0/1 in the graveyard, or if you really want to run a Glow Bulb, run a Glow Bulb. Because Naturia Beast is just that good in the deck. And then we have Naturia Barkion. Barkion is like, he's easier to make in the deck. If you really want to, you can run a Goyo over him, but I mean, running into traps is not really that fun. Then we have Metaphys Horus. Metaphys Horus is great because you run pendulum cards, and it lets you steal your opponent's cards. It lets you take even Cosmo cards because the card does not target. It acts like a creature swap. And that's really good. It's really good. So if you destroy your opponent's monsters via battle or whatever, and then they're just left with 1 monster, you'd be like Metaphys Horus, I'll take that. With usually go for 0/0/5, 0/0/1 with that play, and that's really the only time you really want to use that. But lastly, we run a Black Rose because Black Rose is Black Rose, and Exciton's. So Black Rose is gonna have to settle. We're gonna have to settle with Black Rose, and yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and hopefully you guys can get a gist of how Deskbots can play off this. I will most likely make a video showing what this deck can do in the future, and I'll probably link that in the description or have that at the start of the video. But as always, have a good one.